Hey friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to NEWSPLEX. We got all your news rounded up right here from over the weekend, and there is quite a bit. There's some good news, there's some very sad news, and we got a Raw preview coming up.
Yeah, first story, DDP Hall of Fame bound. See, he made it into the Going in Raw Hall of Fame.
That's right.
Late last year, early this year.
Of course, there is some low-level WWE writer who has some influence over who goes into the Hall of Fame because DDP, hot off joining the Going in Raw Hall of Fame, is going to be joining the WWF Hall of Fame, WDP Hall of Fame, sorry. So this is great news. This is awesome. We love DDP. DDP is not only a legend in the business, he was one of the main stars of WCW during the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah.
But also, he's a terrific human being. He is the inventor of DDP Yoga.
Yeah, fantastic workout system. I've used it.
And
Steve bought it, hasn't used it yet, but it's really
true.
good.
That is true. You don't have to call me out like that. He has saved lives. Jake the Snake Roberts was on a really, really dangerous downward trajectory in his life. This is all documented in the documentary, The Resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts. And he found DDP Yoga. Jake was a mentor to DDP back in the day, and so DDP gave him the favor back.
Yeah, DDP dubbed his house the Accountability Crib.
That's right.
Invited Jake to come live with them so he can help Jake kind of, get his life back together.
Yeah.
After that, he did the same to Scott Hall. Scott Hall was in really bad shape.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, for the most part, both Jake and Scott have, kind of gotten their lives back together.
They're alive. They seem healthy. I mean, there's always bumps in the road.
Yes.
You hear about, falling off the wagon here and there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, both guys then were inducted in the Hall of Fame, gave really excellent speeches, both of them, and they seem to definitely be on the right path.
Yeah, let's revisit some of DDP's accomplishments here.
Let's do that. We have notes here.
Yeah, DDP is a 3-time WCW World Champion.
He was a 2-time U.S. champion.
And a 4-time WCW Tag Team Champion. Then he came over to WWE after WWE bought WCW. He didn't come over right away, though.
Right, no, he didn't. It took a little while.
I don't understand that.
All the weird WCW Turner contracts, I think, might have played into that.
Could be.
But yeah, the whole invasion thing was completely botched.
Yeah.
Like, DDP should have been part of that invasion.
Well, he should have been one of the main people involved in that.
Instead, they had him stalk Undertaker's wife. I think she beat him in a match, too.
Then he was doing some kind of motivational speaker gimmick.
Yeah, which is actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
He had a program with Christian, and because Christian was having issues with his temper or something like that.
Yeah. So
it was actually relatively entertaining stuff. It's just he kept on getting injured, and then I guess he had some beef with the Undertaker over their whole feud, which was kind of weird.
But DDP did eventually win the WWE European title one time and was a tag champion with Chris Kanyon.
Yeah, but basically the fact that he's out there doing really, really good work after the fact, he had a terrific career. He actually started really late.
Yeah, he was 35 or something like that before he even started training, right?
Yeah, because he was like a manager before that.
Yeah.
So he had a really, really great career, but really it was the stuff that he did after the fact. And it makes me wonder if they're going to focus on that as part of his induction.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Roll out his video package, because that is really a really public and important sort of thing that he's doing, for everybody to see, hey, this is really important stuff and I'm saving lives here. So real selfless seeming guy.
Yeah.
In sadder news, George the Animal Steele and Ivan Koloff both passed away. 2 WWF legends, and they both passed away over the weekend.
Yes, George the Animal Steele passed away Friday at the age of 79. He debuted initially in 1967 as a masked wrestler named The Student.
The Student, yeah. Bruno Sammartino saw his work and brought him over to the WWF.
And he probably had his most famous run in the 80s. As part of the rock and wrestling era. Yeah. He had a really great feud against Macho Man Randy Savage.
Man, yeah. He used to eat the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
He was crazy animalistic heel. That's why they call him the Animal. What's kind of funny about that too is that when he was first brought into the WWF as the Animal, he would give these really eloquent promos when he was trying to figure out his character. And Vince McMahon said, "You're supposed to be an animal." And then out of frustration, he started talking like a dimwit. And Vince McMahon said, "That's exactly it." And that's what he was stuck with for the rest of his career. So, but that was part of his appeal. In that case, Vince was probably right. An animal generally doesn't talk with much articulation. They don't actually talk.
Not at all.
That was George Steele.
Following his retirement in 1988, he did a little acting work.
Yeah.
He starred as Tor Johnson in Ed Wood, the Tim Burton movie about Ed Wood.
Yeah.
And a couple other things.
Yeah. Also passed away, Ivan Koloff. We've got some more notes here on Ivan Koloff. He passed away Saturday following a battle with liver cancer at the age of 74. He's most known, of course, for his shocking defeat of Bruno Sammartino after Bruno's over 7-year run with the WWF title. Ivan Koloff took it away from him, and it, by all accounts, the crowd just completely
went silent.
They
were so shocked
when he got the 3-count pin. Imagine going there, just, I'm going to go check out the fights, got some popcorn going on here. It's a Bruno match. Bruno hasn't lost in over 7 years.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to agree. There's, what the fuck? What? And then, like, one lady probably screams, ah!
Yeah, probably. Ivan Koloff ended up holding the belt for just 21 days, though, before dropping it to Pedro Morales.
Yeah.
But, despite the fact that he was champion for such a short time, he will always go down in history as
the man who
beat Bruno after his record-breaking title run.
Yeah.
Koloff debuted in 1961.
And he didn't retire until 1994. 33 years in the business, and he was on the very first, I like this little piece of trivia, he was on the very first ECW card in 1992, 2 years before he retired back when it was Eastern Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
So yeah, little interesting bits of trivia there. Very important figure in history. It's kind of interesting that, like, the old time guys from before the steroid era, really, they're dying off like at the natural age of life expectancy.
I know.
And sadly, a lot of the guys from the steroid era are already gone.
Yeah.
So kind of interesting and kind of, steroids are bad for you, dude.
Yeah, don't do them.
Don't do them.
Don't do them.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a Raw tonight.
Yeah, we do.
And there's some speculation.
On the road to WrestleMania.
There's some speculation that The Rock might make an appearance on Raw because he put something up on Instagram where they're doing some shooting for the Page movie called Fighting with My Family in Los Angeles. Specifically today, they're shooting some scenes at the Staples Center where Raw is taking place. So people are thinking, The Rock's at Staples Center, he might show up on Raw tonight.
Yeah. Also, if you think about it, they're shooting the Page movie. She's not in the movie, but since you would think that fences might be mended between the WWE and Page. I don't know. I don't think there's no reports that she's been cleared to wrestle yet, but maybe she might show up.
She's a long way from returning to the ring.
But she might show, you never know.
It's possible.
Probably not.
Probably not, but I guess it's possible.
She'll probably hang out with Alberto Del Patreon.
Also on Raw, WWE is teasing that we'll see some fallout from the Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho breakup as well as from Bayley's women's title win last Monday. And I think there's only one match announced so far, and that will be Braun Strowman.
Yeah, versus who?
Well,
Braun. Yeah.
The Big Show.
The Big Show. So that should be cool. It's great seeing the Big Show have abs.
I know, he's in great shape.
So he's tuning up. He's tuning up his particular orchestra to take on Shaq. Do you think we're going to see Shaq tonight in Raw?
Oh, that's possible.
Perhaps kick off. They're at Staples. Shaq is a big LA guy. He's a legend there. Aren't they doing like an extra special statue of Shaq outside Staples? I heard that they're doing like some extra crazy statue for Shaq. It's gonna be like the biggest statue ever or some shit.
Oh, that's crazy.
So you're gonna roll up and it's gonna be like one of them statues from like Game of Thrones. Like that island, it's just a giant statue. That'd be great. That's it for now. That's it for NEWSPLEX. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.